everyone, and welcome again to my video blog. Before I start again, I'm going to give you a little bit of news about me. Well, I found out that the PhD application deadline where I want to apply is February 1st, so that means I have to be applying for my PhD pretty much now. Fortunately, they told me that they're somewhat flexible on this deadline for PhD applicants, so I probably don't have to stress too much, but it's a good thing that I looked into it now and not, on February 1st. But it's still a little bit stressful for me. Apart from that, I'm feeling pretty good these days. Things are going well in my life, I think. I'm progressing fairly well in my master's thesis, and yeah, things are going well. It's possible that I'll be going dancing with Marlene this weekend, and it's also possible that we'll do a makeup video where she would do my makeup and would give you advice for like a makeup for transsexuals video with advice on making yourself seem more feminine. But I don't know if we'll do that this weekend or later on. It'll depend on whether Marlene feels comfortable enough in front of the camera, I guess. She's kind of shy. But anyways, on to today's topic. I think I'm going to call this video Trying Too Hard. And what prompted me to think about this is that I made this video like 2 days ago. That was a review of this first-person shooter game called Left 4 Dead, and my friend told me, wow, that's a really masculine game, and I think he's right. It's a really masculine game, and the way I got to play that game, basically, I didn't have any plans to buy it. But many of my friends are into this kind of game. I've always been into FPS games. My friends were really looking forward to it, and they were like, telling me, oh, why don't you get it? It's gonna be fun. It's gonna get really soon, and we're all gonna be able to play it together. And I tried the demo, and it was fun. So I decided to buy it, and I liked it, and so I decided to make video reviews just to show you guys what else I'm doing, besides being a tranny. But that's basically my point. The reason I made this video is because sometimes I want to put things on my video blog that don't just talk about transsexuality. I don't think that people should define themselves by their gender identity or by their sexual orientation. If all you are is a transsexual, if it's your defining characteristic, your only defining characteristic, then that makes you a boring person. And I think people, should probably do stuff in their spare time. If all you're doing ever is working on your transition and you never really think about anything else, then your life's gotta be really boring. And I guess I just wanted to show you guys that I do other things. I give you a little bit of, tell you a little bit more about who I am. And I happen to be someone who likes first-person shooter games, video games in general, and I guess those games are kind of masculine. But that's it. I was talking to this person who said that this game was masculine, and I agreed with that. But then this person went on, this person is also transsexual, and told me that she tried to avoid playing masculine games, that she played a lot of masculine games before, but now she's avoiding to do it because she wants to become a woman. And when I heard that, I was like, what? Wait a minute, what are you saying? Like, you like those games, you've always been playing those games, but now you basically don't want to allow yourself to do it anymore because you think it's unfeminine. And I think that's kind of weird and stupid. If you like something, if it's kind of a part of who you are, if it's something you do, why do you force yourself to change your habits? Why are you trying to change your personality? I think transition, in my personal opinion, should be kind of a natural process, you know? It should be something that's kind of progressive, where you change your appearance, you know, you allow yourself to do things you didn't allow yourself to do before, things that are usually done only by the gender you desire to be perceived as. For example, myself, I allow myself to wear more feminine clothing. I allow myself to go to nightclubs and dance like a girl. I allow myself to do my makeup and things like that. You know, but I don't try to deny myself all the things that I liked before and that I still like that are considered masculine. You know, I've been raised as a boy, and I have many guy friends who like masculine things, you know, to some degree, and I like some of those things too, and I think that makes me, you know, a different person. There's a masculine side to me, and I want to keep it to some degree, you know. I want to keep the things that I like. I want to keep the things that make me original, and I don't want to suppress them because I think that somehow they don't fit within this whole society-defined canvas, you know, that people try to shove women in, because that's really what it gets to, you know. If you're trying to prevent yourself from doing something because it seems unfeminine, you're just trying to force yourself into society's mold, society's representation of a woman. And I think for some people, you know, it's a lot worse than that. It's not just about not playing video games anymore, you know. But I've spoken to transsexuals, you know, I've spoken to a transsexual before that told me that she got a degree in computer science, and then after she'd been on hormones for a while, she said that she completely stopped liking computers, and she got a second degree in psychology. And I was kind of dubious about that when I heard it. It was like, what the hell, you know, you liked computers, you always did, and now you just don't because you transitioned. I'm kind of dubious about that. You know, but of course I'm willing to give this person the benefit of the doubt. You know, there's a lot of people that get more than one university degree because they change their mind about what they want to do. But again, you know, did this person redirect her life into another direction because she thought the computers were too masculine? You know, and I think that's again kind of stupid, really, because is there even something inherently masculine about computers? You know, as far as I know, you don't really have to be strong or anything to use a computer. You know, it's all about logic and reasoning, you know, and all that. But anyways, I've also heard some even worse examples. You know, I was at some point I went with Erin to a meeting where there were a lot of transsexuals, and transsexuals' friends and partners were also invited. So Erin and I went there, and Erin overheard a conversation. There were two transsexual women that were well into their 50s, or possibly their 60s, and Erin heard this sentence. One of them said to the other, "Oh yes, I've got a woman's job too now. I used to be an engineer, but now I work in a nail salon." And Erin got really frustrated when she heard that, because, you know, she has some feminist tendencies, you know, and it really you know, pinched the chord there, you know, and I totally agree with her. I think that is the worst bullshit someone could ever say. I mean, we're in 2008. The feminists have done a lot to, you know, get women these rights, allow women to work the jobs that they want. And today there's still people that think, you know, that there is such a thing as a woman's job. You know, to some degree I'm going to agree that maybe there's some jobs that are not really suited for women, such as construction worker. But even there, you know, if you're a really strong woman, why not? But, you know, most jobs can very well be done by women, and thinking that, you know, a woman's place is in a nail salon is kind of like really backwards. But furthermore, I think it's even worse in this case, because this person is not necessarily saying that she thinks that a woman's place is in a nail salon. She's saying that she used to have a really high paying job for which she got a lot of training, and then she quit this job because she wanted to fit into, you know, a more feminine role, or she wanted to fit into society's projected picture of what a woman should be, what a woman should do, and a picture that was really outdated. You know, this person was like maybe 55, and maybe that's what society told women they should do when this person was a child. You know, maybe in the 1950s, a lot of people still thought that women's places was in nail salons. You know, but some people are obviously not keeping track of what's happening in society. But anyways, that's what I wanted to talk about for today. You know, I mean, I personally think that people shouldn't try too hard. People shouldn't force themselves to become what they are not. If you want to transition, it should really be about becoming more comfortable in your own skin. And to me, becoming more comfortable in my own skin means giving myself more rights. It means freeing myself of all the chains, all the burden that society put on me for years, and allowing myself to express my gender identity the way I feel is appropriate. It means that I can now do things that I couldn't do before, but I don't try to force myself to do anything that society would think is appropriate. You know, I think already if you're transsexual, you're doing something that a lot of people in society think is not appropriate. You know, and maybe you should take that into perspective and realize that you're always going to be different from a lot of other women, and that the fact that if you're an MTF, the fact that you were raised as a boy and that maybe you do like some masculine things is not a bad thing in itself. You know, it just means that you've got exposed to a background as a child that many little girls did not have access to. You know, I mean, there's a lot of things that you perhaps wanted to have as a child that you didn't have, but then there's some things that maybe a lot of little girls would have liked to have as children that they didn't have, but you had, and you should appreciate that, and you should appreciate the things that you really like. And this person who went from being an engineer to working in a nail salon, you know, I have to wonder, this person, if she chose the profession of engineer, it's not because she was a man. Somewhere she had to like being an engineer, because there's a lot of jobs that men can do, you know, not just engineers. So somehow this person chose this job probably because she liked it, and then she rejected that because she wanted to fit in a mold. And I think if you're transsexual, it should be more about freeing yourself, not about putting yourself into a different mold that's just as much of a trap as the one you were in before. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say for today. Again, if you have any comments, you can make video responses, you can post comments, you can send me messages. So, goodbye people, and hopefully I'll make another vlog this weekend about makeup and all that. I think that would be cool. And yeah, if you have any suggestions of future video vlogs that I could do, don't hesitate to tell me. You know, I'm always open to suggestions and proposals. Okay, goodbye people.